Hello, this webinar is titled A Country Built to Last, Frederic Bastiat on the Creator. And as we've been looking at the preserving the core part of this series, we've identified it as those set of activities that reinforce the importance of the core and to help protect and preserve it. And sometimes these things and ideas come from people outside our own country. As we look at the activities around preserving the core, this webinar will focus on the restatement of core values, mission, vision, in essence, a philosophy of government. Frederic Bastiat was born in 1801 in a small port town in France. He lost his mother when he was 7, and he lost his father when he was 9. His grandfather and aunt raised him, and when he was 24, his grandfather passed away as well. At that point, he began to develop his intellectual interest in philosophy, history, politics, religion, travel, and poetry. At age 33, he began to serve in local governing capacities. At age 47, he began to serve in the National Assembly. Unfortunately, at age 49, on December 24, 1850, he died an early death because of tuberculosis. His last words, "The truth, the truth." Bastiat was known and loved as the author of many works on economics and political economy, generally characterized by their clear organization, forceful argumentation, and acerbic wit. During this time period, many French philosophers were thinking through the theory of government and looking to the United States for some ideas. Frederic Bastiat, as he thought about these things, wrote some salient ideas in a short work called The Law. We hold from God the gift which includes all others. This gift is life, physical, intellectual, and moral life. But life cannot maintain itself alone. The Creator of life has entrusted us with the responsibility of preserving, developing, and perfecting it. In order that we may accomplish this, He has provided us with a collection of marvelous faculties, and He has put us in the midst of a variety of natural resources. By application of our faculties to these natural resources, we convert them into products and use them. This process is necessary in order that life may run its appointed course. Life, faculties, production, in other words, individuality, liberty, property, this is man. And in spite of the cunning of artful political leaders, these three gifts from God precede all human legislation and are superior to it. Life, liberty, and property do not exist because men have made laws. On the contrary, it was the fact that life, liberty, and property existed beforehand that caused men to make laws in the first place. Each of us has a natural right from God to defend his person, his liberty, and his property. These are the three basic requirements of life, and of the preservation of any one of them is completely dependent upon the preservation of the other two. For what are our faculties but the extension of our individuality? And what is property but an extension of our faculties? If every person has the right to defend, even by force, his person, his liberty, and his property, then it follows that a group of men have the right to organize and support a common force to protect these rights constantly. Thus, since an individual cannot lawfully use force against the person, liberty, or property of another individual, then the common force, for the same reason, cannot lawfully be used to destroy the person, liberty, or property of individuals or groups. If a nation were founded on this basis, it seems to me that order would prevail among the people in thought as well as in deed. It seems to me that such a nation would have the most simple, easy to accept, economical, limited, non-oppressive, just, and enduring government imaginable, whatever its political form might be. Well, this is in fact what the American experiment was designed to be, just that kind of system. And his fellow Frenchmen saw it that way. The Americans combine the notions of religion and liberty so intimately in their minds that it's impossible to make them conceive of one without the other. So these French thought leaders were looking at the American experiment to see how they might apply these truths and have ordered liberty in their own nation and other nations around the world. And now one concluding thought from Bastiat. When law and morality contradict each other, the citizen has the cruel alternative of either losing his moral sense or losing his respect for the law. This is a profound thought in light of the current situation in the United States today, and these thoughts from the law are particularly poignant for us understanding where true freedom comes from. And I commend to you this book that still can be purchased today, The Law by Frederic Bastiat. My name's Craig Seibert. Thanks for listening.